This painting is titled Indianapolis Nights. Almost forgot there. Oh geez, it's gonna be fun. So first layer, Mod Podge. I use 1/3 part water, 2/3 part Mod Podge. Saturate the whole sheet of paper. Get that thing ready to go. I use it pretty liberally, as you can see it running across the canvas there. Once this layer is dry, I will apply a full strength coat of the Mod Podge. I use the light green jar just to seal everything and make sure it's tight. This layer, I'm just using standard acrylic paints, Winsor Newton Artist Acrylics, but I'm wiping it on just to give it a little bit of uniformity, try to give that chest paper just a little bit of variety, and later I'll use it as contrast later in the composition. But just getting the base layer, as you can tell, is pretty messy. This first layer of white, obviously just dripped it on there. Now I'm drawing the composition. This particular painting comes from a drawing I did while actually at work last November. So I'm just sort of mapping everything out. You can tell I made a few errors in the composition, so I just used titanium white as it's pretty opaque just to cover things back up right there. You can tell I did it again. Working pretty loose. I mean, it's time lapse, so it looks like I'm moving a million miles per hour, but I work pretty fast these first few layers, trying to map everything out and get everything good. Plus, the way that the outside of this is with all the unfinished area, it lends itself to sort of a looser style, which I've been trying to embrace more in my work. Right now I'm mapping out the city, kind of a little bit from my head, just sort of made it up. I just took the big buildings in Indianapolis that I could remember and kind of put them where I thought they should be. So it's the fun part about being an artist. Right now I'm using a number, gosh, I should find this brush. I'm using a flat brush. I believe it's a number 4, might be a number 2, 1/2 inch. And I get a pretty watery paint just to try to get these really crisp, clean edges as I clean this composition up. Mapping out more buildings. I use contrast a lot. This whole composition, working in black and white, is pretty much built off that. So as I'm moving around super fast, you can tell I just added a really important part of the composition. I'm going to make that sky pop out from the background, that black up above the sky. I'm working there again, trying to really give it a little bit more variety and really make this thing pop off that background. Working on those chest squares. I think part of working in this style for me, there's kind of a weird balance. Trying to keep everything loose, spontaneous, while keeping everything really sharp, clean. So the edges that are supposed to be messy and unkept, I try to make them even more, almost exaggerated. And the lines that are supposed to be clean, I make sure they're really, really clean. And part of how I do that is using fairly watery paint, but also as an additive called Flow Aid. Liquitex makes it. I put that in my water dish, and it seems to do a pretty good job. This is the final morning. This is actually this morning. Working on this thing. Yeah, just trying to clean up all the edges. I spend a lot of time, it's not really overworking, but really trying to make sure that forms are very well defined and things that are supposed to be crisp are indeed crisp. This is my buddy Mike. Came and drank a cup of coffee with you this morning and watched me finish this thing up. So the painting is almost finished at this point. I did add a few more elements after I turned off the time lapse, but this is the final piece. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.